Hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How you all doing out there? I hope everybody's doing good. I hope if you are somewhere hot like it is here, that you are staying somewhere cool because, oh my mercy. I took the kids out. They all wanted to go out. And I said, guys, it's so hot out there, but they wanted to go. So we were out there, 5 to 10 minutes. And they were like, I need a drink. It's hot out here. I said, I told you so. So we just came back in and found things to do inside. But guys, it's Jan here. I am gonna talk a little bit about ranch dressing. I like to make my own ranch dressing at home, and I have found this great protein-packed ranch dressing to make at home. And I'm just gonna tell you, hi Jewel. I feel like it tastes better than the other that I used to make with buttermilk. But I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about this. But if you're getting on here with me live, if you can see a red live up in the corner, please just type live in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're catching me later on, it'll say was live up there in the comments, and you can type replay in the comments. I don't know what I just said. If it says was live, you're catching the replay. Type replay in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. Jewel, thank you for sharing. Guys, as always, if you get anything out of this, please feel free to share it out. My name is Jan. I live in Nebraska. And yes, we are baking. Shaking and baking is what we've been doing for days now. I keep seeing people post on Facebook, I don't know what you're cooking out there, God, but it's done. And yes, ma'am, it is done. So, but I share information like this. I already have shared this recipe that I'm going to talk about tonight in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. Now, you do not have to be diabetic to be in there. I am not diabetic. My husband is diabetic, because I live with him, I feel like, hey, you know what? I should probably be eating like a diabetic too, because I don't want to fix 2 meals, okay? So, and besides that, it's not just about diabetes, guys. It's about a healthier lifestyle, eating more whole, kicking out the stuff, the additives, the preservatives, the colorings, all of that type of stuff that I share in this group. Hey, Linda. So if you'd like to be in that group and you're not in there, you can type group in the comments and I will get you a link underneath your comment that lets you get over there and join. Or you can search it on Facebook. Go up to the Facebook search bar and type in Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, yellow and blue banner, and you can request to join from there. So like I was saying, guys, I love sharing this type of stuff, and I get on here and I try to show you what I'm doing. Right now I have an empty bowl, but in the group, Greek yogurt ranch dip or dressing. Look, you can read it this way. I used to be able to turn this. Facebook won't let me anymore. So Greek yogurt ranch dip or dressing. So this can be a dip. I am going to make it a dressing tonight. I'll tell you how to make it a dip. Sometimes it's nice to have a dip to dip chips in. These have become my new favorites, guys. This Wild brand. Read the ingredients. These here are some I picked up, and after I picked them up, I'm not that fond of the spicy queso, but there's a one that's pink sea salt, and it is amazing. Love them. They're full of protein too. There's 13 grams of protein in a bag. Pretty awesome. So, hey Deb, yoo-hoo, way to go. So, what am I doing here tonight, guys? I just picked up whatever Greek yogurt. This is from Walmart. I don't use a ton of Greek yogurt, so I've had this around a while, but, the ingredients are cultured, pasteurized, grade A milk. Okay, so they've made yogurt. I have not enough in my thing here. I'm going to add a little more. About 3/4 of a cup of yogurt, guys, okay? It's going in, and I'm going to use this to scrape. I have had a pretty good day. All things considered, when it's this hot out and the kids don't care to be out, it makes my job just a little bit more challenging, but it is what it is, right? Take the good with the bad. Looking for my whisk here. Okay, so I've got Greek yogurt. I'm going to put just a little bit of mayo in there. I like the tang that this gives, so like a couple tablespoons of mayo. This is optional. You don't have to put it in there, but I do like it. You know, and I hate to have anything go to waste. Isn't that terrible? Okay, and then half and half or a keto milk, okay? I'm using half and half tonight just to thin this down. Now, if you want this for a dip, don't add this. The recipe does say that, okay? This is for dressing though, and I want it to thin down just a little bit. And I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of it. I'll see how thick it is when I'm done. I might add a little bit more, okay? And the last ingredient is, thank you, Annette, my homemade ranch seasoning, guys. If you've read the ingredients on the ranch seasoning packets, I don't know if it still is. I haven't looked at them for a long time. There's maltodextrin in them, okay? And I'm going to tell you, that's part of the reason I didn't care for these spicy queso. I don't like the flavor of these, but the spicy queso, some of these wild chips do have maltodextrin in them. And if you're diabetic, I'd steer clear of maltodextrin. That stuff is sweeter than sugar, and it can cause your blood sugars to go crazy, okay? We'll just put it that way. So I am going to add about a tablespoon of my... I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this, guys. My lid popped off this. I keep it in my cupboard, so it's kind of gotten stiff and hard. I should have done this before I started. But, you know, it is what it is. Such is life at the Rogers household. Hi, Patricia. Pat, how are ya? Okay, so I'm just crunching this up. I'm going to have to probably get this out of here and run it through. I have a coffee grinder, and you know what I've found is that that thing works great if you've got something that got hard on you. I've got a tablespoon of that. Hey Debbie, how are you? A coffee grinder is a great way, or a small blender, something like that. Now you can see I got this, it's gotten really hard and crunchy. So I'm going to get my coffee grinder out. Guys, this is another little tip of mine. I grind my own coffee beans. Hi, Cheryl. Hi there, guys. How are ya? I grind my own coffee beans because I found a bunch of foreign substances in my pre-ground coffee. And I thought, you know what? A little coffee grinder is about 25 bucks. I'll grind my own. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to put that in there. And I'm going to grind that back up, make it powder, and it won't take very long. This has been a great investment, guys. Super duper simple. Grabbed it off Walmart. And look at that. I have powder again. And I'll just dump that back in here. So, you know, any coffee grinder will do. But like I said, I buy my own coffee beans now. They're getting tough to find. I grabbed these at Aldi, and I grind them myself. And you know what? I think the coffee tastes better. It's so fresh. So, that's all that's going in here, though. And I'm just going to mix this together. I've got the seasoning mix, the ranch seasoning mix. I've got yogurt. I've got a little bit of half and half. And as you can see, this isn't very thin. Okay, that's more of a dip consistency. So I am going to add a little bit more half and half in there. I want to get it to a dressing consistency. Hi, Vicki. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you all. If you're just jumping on here with me live, type live in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. I am making homemade protein-packed ranch dressing tonight, guys. It's made with Greek yogurt. So, you know, like this Greek yogurt in 2/3 of a cup, so I used that, has 16 grams of protein in it, guys. So you're just adding a little bit of protein onto your salad or whatever. If you're like my family, they eat ranch on everything. And I would much rather give them this ranch as opposed to... That's my old one. I had one of these laid out to put on. I don't know what I did with it now. as opposed to the ranch that you buy, guys. I do have one grandson who swears that my homemade ranch is terrible. Hi, Irene. But look at the ingredients on this stuff. Vegetable oil, which is soybean oil and canola oil, water, sugar, egg yolk, salt, buttermilk, natural flavor, spice, dried garlic, dried onion, distilled vinegar, phosphoric acid, yeast extract, modified food starch, disodium phosphate, potassium sorbate, disodium inositol, I can't even say that, disodium guanylate, calcium disodium EDTA, all of that kind of stuff. Ick. Oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. Mine has 2 cups that I can use. So like I can do, this one has 4 things in it. And I can do like garlic and stuff like that, the wet stuff. So I kind of like that idea too. But guys, this is why I make my own ranch. Okay. If my grandson wants to eat this stuff, I do keep it on hand, but I'd rather not use it myself. And I do like ranch every now and then. Now, guys, I do share lots and lots of recipes like this over in that group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. If you're not, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. If you're not in the group, I'd love to have you join me. Great idea, Cheryl. But like I said, I like to share this stuff because I know where we were. I know what it's like to be in a spot where you don't feel like you have a chance. So many people, or, you know, you just feel like nothing that you do helps the situation that you're in. And that's why I share my recipes and stuff, because once we found, number one, our supplements that we take every single day that help with our brain fog, they help focus, they help with our energy. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't tell you, you know, I used to lay down and nap with the daycare kids every afternoon, and now it's my time to get things done when they're quiet. So I love it. If you need information on those supplements, drop duos in the comment and I will get back to you about that. But the group, I love sharing this stuff because we were in a bad spot. I know what it's like to be in a bad spot and feel like the world's caving in on you. And that's not a fun feeling. So I'd love to have you join us over there, okay? Thank you, Irene. So like I said, a Slim Jim. Okay. So like I said, guys, please join me if you would. And if you have friends and family that you'd like to bring along, if you're in there or you get in there, invite your friends and family. That's a great thing to do. You know, sharing is caring, guys, and share this video out, man. I know what it, like I said, I stumbled on a friend, or she was not really even a friend. She was a friend on Facebook. I stumbled onto her talking about these duos that we're on now, and all of her results. And you know, I took a chance, and I don't regret it at all. And then she's helped me too with our lifestyle a lot. But that's what inspired me to start my group, because there's people out there who are struggling and they don't know where to turn. And if I can help them, that's what I want to do. So anyway, super duper simple, super duper easy. This will keep in the refrigerator for several weeks. Okay. And it's good for you. None of the junk in there. This recipe for my homemade ranch seasoning is also in there. You can go in there and search, and put in ranch seasoning, and you can make your own of this. You don't have to use the packets from the store, guys. Just things out of my cupboard, spices and herbs that I keep in my cupboard all the time. So that's all I have for tonight, guys. I hope you'll join us over there. Remember, drop group in the comments. I'll get you a link to get over there and get joined. And you know, if you need the duos, if you're curious, even if you're just curious and you want to talk, drop duos in the comments. We will talk, and then You decide, okay? So I'm going to get on out of here. I got you, Irene. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Got dinner to fix. It's Taco Tuesday. So we are having tacos tonight. And we're going to sit down and eat some dinner. So I got a couple of hungry granddaughters in there that are ready to eat. So we will chat with you guys later. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Remember to smile. Pass that smile on. We'll chat with y'all later. Bye.